Greetings, I am Tom Earl, and this is my year of. We'll get to that in a second. I know you could be anywhere, so the fact that you are here today sharing your greatest gifts, your time and energy, means the world to me. I hope you know that in this moment you are valued, you are appreciated, and you are loved just as you are. I hope I'm one of the first to get the chance to wish you a happy new year, a happy new decade that we are stepping into. I'm so excited for you and for all of us, for all that this new year and this new decade is going to bring into our lives and into the lives of those we love. As you know, here's how we like to get started. We're going to do some intentional breathing. So I'd like to invite you to do here is just sit up straight. And as we breathe in, we're going to breathe through our nose. And as we breathe out, we're just going to release any tension we might be holding. And so here we go. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. And release. One more time, breathe in. And release. And we just want to set a beautiful intention for this year of the health and the energy and the love and the adventure and the courage and the grace and the self-care and the balance and the family and the friends and the new life. Blessing and releasing what we are ready to move free from. Any intentions you have, I am magnifying and amplifying them with you. As we breathe in one more time. 3, 2, 1. And release. So, we have just finished up in my life the year of grace. Every single year, I think of an intention that I want to guide my year and that I also want to ask questions about. I want to inquire with when I have guests join me. And it's usually a word that just drops into the space. I don't think harder. I don't reach for it. I don't journal about it. I just listen. The first year it began was the year of expression. And then it was my year of balance. And then it was my year of courage. 2019 was my year of grace. And this year is going to be my year of adventure. For many reasons, this theme is calling to me, and I look forward to celebrating them throughout this year with you. If you have a word of the year or an intention, I'd love to hear what it is. Please feel free to let me know at Tom Real Artist or any of the social media, on any of the social media that you follow. So what I wanted to do to start off the podcast year is what I wanted to do. The first podcast of the year from me is to be a workshop that walks you through and invites you to reflect upon what adventures are you ready to go on. So I got 3 of my friends to join me to explore this concept of adventure. And if you're on the go, if you can't write along with us, then just think about your responses and see what they come up with. But if you do write a poem with us, I'd love to see it. So tag me in it if you post it online. Email me, tom@tomreal.com, any of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to step out of the way and we're going to jump right into the Year of Adventure workshop. Here we go. So we're going to jump right in and have everybody introduce themselves. Here's, team, how I'd like for you to introduce yourself. I'd like for you to share your name. I'd like for you to share your home address. I'd like for you to share a list of your fears. No, I'm just playing. I want for you to share your name, your pronouns, and what comes up for you when you hear Year of Adventure. Does it make sense what you're going to be doing? Who wants to start us off? Boldly, bravely, and brilliantly.
I'll go first. I just didn't quite catch the pronouns.
Yeah. So, for example, like although I might look like like male presenting, you can't necessarily know what pronouns I use just by looking at me. Same thing for you. I might not know just by looking at you. So this
Got
is a
it.
way for you to share, so I don't, mispronoun you by just making an assumption about what your gender is. Does that make sense?
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Sharon. You want a last name?
It's up to you.
Okay. I'm Sharon and Jai, and I live in New York. And my pronoun is female. What else do we got? What do I do?
No, what comes up for you when you hear year of adventure?
Oh, year of adventure. It sounds fun. It also, I don't consider myself an adventurous type, so it makes me kind of nervous. But 2020 is my year to do things that might initially be hard. So I'm embracing trying new things, trying things that are outside my comfort zone. So I think it sounds perfect.
Wonderful. Can we snap it up for Sharon, please?
Thank you.
Who would like to go next?
Okay, I'll go. This is wholehearted, enthusiastic. My name is Mitch Delmonico. My pronouns are he and him, and I'm here in Los Angeles right now, though New York by birth. And year of adventure is really for me. I'm pretty good at trying new things, so I think I need to try some old things this year. I think I need to get down and get back to basics. So year of adventure to me is going to be getting back to basics, and that feels very adventurous to me because I'm one for trying new things, shiny objects. So getting back to basics is probably a good idea.
I love that. I love that. Can we snap it up for Mitch, please? Who would like to go next?
Oh, gee, I'll go next. Hi, I'm Alex. I use they, them pronouns. And when I hear the words year of adventure, I think it sounds a little tiring because it goes for a full year. And I am a homebody. So anything that requires adventure probably does not require me staying at home with my cookie cat pillow. So I'm not certain it's for me. Sounds okay.
Feeling you.
Yeah. Can we snap it up for Alex?
I love that pillow. Yeah, and that pillow.
Oh my gosh, I know the whole song too. It's a problem. Okay.
And I go by the name of Tom Earl. I use he and him pronouns. When I think of year of adventure, the primary thing that I'm thinking of is, for some of y'all might not know this yet, but Adora and I, we're going to be having a baby.
Oh my God. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
The time of this recording, Adora is 27 weeks pregnant. So
amazing.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yes. So that's kind of one of the many reasons why, this is my year of adventure. We're ready to go on this journey of being, working to raise, a hell raiser and a troublemaker and, bring some more of that into the world. So a little punk rocker. I don't know. I'm biased.
That sounds adventurous. Amazing.
So
nice.
I want to thank you all for going on this adventure with me, this writing workshop adventure. I didn't mean to do that pun, but now that I put it out there.
Yeah.
It's
Roll with it.
So Alex is a veteran of these writing workshops. So Alex, you kind of know what to expect. So for everybody else whose first time this is, we really believe in a process over product type writing workshop. So anything you write, you're not writing with the mindset of, I want a finished product that I can share with people, or I want a finished product that's awesome. What you're doing is, we believe that the process of creation itself can do, spiritual healing, amazing door opening things when you just allow yourself to get immersed in the process itself. So everything we're doing is towards process. There's no right or wrong way to do anything. So at any point, if you were to say, oh, I think I did it wrong, you didn't, because there was no right way to do it to begin with. Secondly, there's no disclaimers. So when you go to share something, an example of a disclaimer was, oh, I don't think this is very good, or, oh, I don't know, all of those are disclaimers. So whatever higher power you believe in, even if that higher power is your own heart, for a reason that's beyond what we may know in this moment, we were given the gift of the words that we are going to write during this writing workshop. And so we want to make sure that we honor those words by not allowing any of our insecurities or worries to put a damper on them. So we just speak them out loud with confidence, even if inside we're screaming with, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. Does those two things make sense?
Oh man, yeah.
Definitely.
Dope, team. So first thing we're going to do is called a 20-second poem. You are going to get 10 prompts, and you're going to have 20 seconds to answer each one of those prompts. What that means is that you cannot sit there for 18 seconds trying to come up with the first, like a really nice response. You have to immediately write down the first thing that comes to your mind and just trust whatever madness comes out. You can answer the prompts in the form of bullet points, in the form of a picture, whatever way you want to express your answer. Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to write down the numbers for each one. That makes your life so much easier. So here we go. Number 1. Are you ready?
Ready.
Number 1 is,
Yep.
How do you define adventure? How do you define adventure? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, next one. You're going to want to write down the number 2. What is an adventure you are ready for in your personal life? What is an adventure you are ready for in your personal life? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gotta love that recording of Tom Merle.
Sounds just like you.
Such a fancy counter.
Thank you. Number 3. What is an adventure you are ready for in your professional life? What is an adventure you are ready for in your professional life? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I especially like the 1. Number 4. What will be your motto on this adventure, or your affirmation, or your mantra? What will be your motto? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 5. Why do you need to go on this adventure? Why do you need to go on this adventure? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 6. What does support look like for you while you're adventuring? What does support look like for you while you're adventuring? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 7. How will you stay healthy and invite balance while you're on this adventure? How will you stay healthy and invite balance while you're on this adventure? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 8. What is your intention for this adventure? What is your intention for this adventure? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 9. What will be your fuel on this adventure? What will be your fuel on this adventure? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last and finally, number 10. Who is an adventure role model? Who is an adventure role model? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Pencils down. Thank you very much. Okay, here's how we like to do this. Everybody gets to pick one of the prompts they'd like to hear everybody's answer to, if people are willing to share. So we're going to go in reverse order of what we introduced ourselves. So Alex, why don't you start? What is a prompt you would like to hear us share out on?
Number 4.
Number 4. What will be your motto on this adventure? Do you want to start us off?
Sure. I put, your people got you and you do too.
I love that. I love that. Let's do Sharon and then we'll go to Mitch.
My motto is, I take responsibility in my life and for what happens.
Mitch?
Just start, really.
I love
That's
that.
it. I'm just going to keep saying that to myself.
And
It
mine
really is important.
yes, agreed. Mine is, everything that happens is for my betterment, and it is always working out for me.
Oh man, that's right.
Nice.
Can we snap it up
That's some
for?
fast writing.
What'd you say?
Yeah. I said, that's some fast writing. You got a lot in that 20 seconds.
Exactly.
Well, I am typing, so.
Better. Yeah.
And I do apologize. Just to give context for the folks listening that are thinking, quit interrupting Mitch. I think Mitch, because I can't see you. It's hard to know when you're about to start speaking. So I do apologize.
It's okay.
Okay, so speaking of, Mitch, what number would you like to have us all share out on?
I think 5, actually.
5. What do you need to do? Wait, what do you need to go on this adventure? And why don't you start us off?
Oh, was that number 5? I thought that was number 6.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I have. What do you need to go on this adventure? Number 6, I have, what does support look like while you're adventuring?
Okay.
Okay.
Which one did you want to do, Mitch? What was the question?
I thought it was like a reason behind what you're doing, but
let me see.
Is that what you?
That works. It's kind of the same.
What is your intention for this adventure?
Well, I'm not sure if my answer makes sense, but I'll give it to you anyway. I probably answered some other question that I was hearing from the universe and the galaxy.
Let's do it.
For some reason on number 5, I wrote, "My life gets shorter every day."
Maybe you heard.
And the
why
intention was that.
What'd you say?
And the intention behind it was, the reason that I have to do this is that every day feels like, I'm closer to the end. So, I have to start.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So we'll keep going. Number 5. It's either, maybe you heard it as, why do you need to go on this adventure? So that makes sense too. Sharon, we'll have you share on that one. What'd you write for number 5?
I wrote, why go on this adventure? Because my soul is ready for growth and it's time.
I love that.
Right.
I'll go and then we'll have you close it out, Alex.
Oh, okay. I also heard it as, why do you need to go on this adventure? And I put that I am always looking for the best truth in the world.
I love that. I bet I did read it as why. We'll hear it in the recording, but I love that. I wrote, sometimes the baby eagle has to be pushed out of the nest, and sometimes 2 sides of a magnet need to connect.
Ooh. Nice.
Yes.
And I just heard baby ego instead of eagle, right?
I did too. I did too.
That as well, push the ego out.
Yeah. Whole new meaning.
Oh. Well, let's snap it up for all the answers we heard on that round. We've had Alex. We've had Mitch. Sharon, what would be the one you'd like to hear us share on that one?
How about number 8? Did we do 8 already? I don't think so, right?
What is, let me just read the question. What is your intention for this adventure?
My intention is I intend to transform my spirit and teach my daughter well.
I love that. Then we'll do Alex, then Mitch, and we'll close it out with Tom.
I put to come out better and wild.
Nice.
Mitch?
I put forward motion mystery.
I love that. I put to listen, to be fully present, and to have patience and exist in the moment.
Beautiful.
Let's snap it up for that round.
Yeah.
I want to hear, who is your adventure role model? So we'll send it back in the reverse order. We'll go Mitch, Alex, Sharon, Tom.
All right. I had actually trouble with this one, but I just wrote Dante because that's been on my mind. So, I couldn't even tell you why. It's just something that's been on my mind. So, Dante, the Inferno, the whole 9 circles of whatever.
Interesting.
Purgatory.
Yeah.
Deep.
I know, right? It's so lighthearted. I wanted to start it off with a lighthearted, easy.
Hey, it's all good.
I put my grandmother and her mother's mother and her mother's mother. I think I've just been trying to reconnect to parts of my family that I'd been, I don't want to say like estranged because I did it, but I put like space between us. So, yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that.
I also had trouble with my role model. I ran out of time, and in a pinch, I put Jasmine Star.
Oh, nice.
Couldn't think, but yeah, she's adventurous.
Yeah, agreed. Well said. I put, no surprise here, Serena Williams, and also put Ibtihaj Muhammad.
Not shocked.
Right.
There have been many writing workshops where I've both Adora and I were like, 1, 2, 3, Serena. When we got married, we had 2 officiates, someone who was Muslim and someone who was Christian, and the Muslim officiate quoted Serena Williams in our, like, the marriage vows part. We were like, yes!
Wow, they knew you really well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, team, snap it up for your beautiful selves for getting us started.
Yeah.
So the intention behind this exercise is to get that muscle memory of just being able to word vomit, to being able to trust what comes out, and to allow it to, have life before we a lot of times we smash down our ideas. Oh no, let's not have that one come out till it's perfect. So it's building up that muscle memory of trusting your voice. What we're going to do now is we are going to do a free write. So I'm going to give you about 6 minutes where you are going to just word vomit onto a piece of paper anything around the prompt adventure. So what you can do for that is when we talk about free writing for intentions of this group is that once I say start, you cannot stop writing. You have to write over and over again no matter what. So if you're not sure what to say, you keep writing. If you run out of things to say, you keep writing. And so what you do when you can't think of something to say, you just write the prompt over and over again, adventure, 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 and you just trust and let whatever comes out. So I can't see what you're doing with your hands, but if I saw you using the eraser or I saw you reading and editing in the moment, I would like gently stand over you and like friendly glare at you and be like, So, does that make sense? Any questions on that?
That makes
All
sense.
clear.
Okay.
All clear.
Perfect. So why don't you get your pens ready and we are going to begin right now. Okay. So why don't you write your last sentence, but no more after that. Okay, perfect. So here's how we do our share out. Each person is going to share what they wrote, once again, with no disclaimers. We would like to encourage you to read all of it, but if along the way you wrote something really, really personal that you want to keep to your heart, you can skip that part, but we do invite you to go outside of your comfort zone as you share. After you share, 2 people will give you each one affirmation. And we don't provide constructive feedback, or it's not that kind of a writing workshop. We just affirm whatever the person wrote. Even if they said, my poem is the, we'd be like, oh my gosh, like you really put TH together in a way I've never seen. Like you're amazing. So that's the kind of way we receive. So if you don't mind me putting you on the spot, Alex, since you are a veteran of the writing workshop, do you mind bravely going first?
Sure.
Okay,
I can do that.
Let me mute everybody. Okay, whenever you're ready.
All right. Adventure is a word that reminds me of a Wes Anderson film. 2D and pastel with white trim, bolstered on all sides by green grass. It is difficult to get my fingers underneath and pick it up, to acknowledge or look at it, like when a seraphim undoes its halo for the first time and blearily peeks out into the sun. There is no sun here, so passage of time stretches like thin spaghetti. I feel as though if I don't keep marching, my soul may grow weary. Like if I stopped for a second to take stock, the grass would be growing through the small bones of my feet, and my vision would turn pastel in places, complete with the white trim on the sides. So even though scared is my most reached for emotion, maybe it is time to leave that well-worn coat on the shelf. Maybe instead I need to reach for something that is less blanketing, that allows for better movement in the shoulders, an embodied self of and sense of being, not dependent on my hormone levels. Adrenaline that has sequins on it instead of blank white trim, perhaps something that could possibly be a bit pastel. if I can acknowledge it and move on forward, but maybe not. Possibly a diagonal or a zigzag, one that leaves tracks in the grass.
Can we please snap it up for Alex?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Let's get 2 affirmations in the building. Who would like to start?
I can start.
Sure.
It was, I'm not sure how affirmation, but sensory is just like, I felt that all through my whole, from the toes up. So that was awesome. And I would say enormous. Like there's just such a bigness in it. There's such a fullness. So those would be my 2 affirmations. Really felt that. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex, I really loved your use of language. It was, again, like Mitch said, very sensory, very palpable. I loved the idea of reaching, for an emotion as if it were a piece of clothing, and specifically a piece of clothing that wasn't, obstructing your spirit. I don't know if this is an affirmation or my personal, applause of what you wrote, but yeah, it was beautiful. I loved your words.
That's amazing. I'll add, I know we're going for the 3 affirmations, but I can't help it.
Oh.
A couple things. I really like maybe this is what people are saying, sensory, but actually the sound of the words that you chose. Like I hear a lot of poets say, like, when you say water, you want to say it like water feels. So I feel like your words is very effortlessly, like your words actually have like an element to how they sound. You know what I mean? Like they sound staccato some words are, and some words are loose and some words flow. Like I really like that. This might be me totally reading into something, but when you paused at one part and then started reading again, I felt like something that you had maybe uncovered, or was something it was an adventure and you actually just reading, like, all right, here I go. So I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but
no, you're not. That's pretty right.
So I want to honor and share my gratitude that you were willing to go there with us. So I appreciate that. So let's snap it up one more time for Alex.
Thanks.
So team, this is what it looks like. You get a share and then we all just basically like shower our love on you. Does that make sense?
Yep. And then you get really embarrassed.
So Sharon, we'll have you go next. Let me just mute everybody but you.
All right, great.
Whenever you're ready.
I feel like I want to make like 100 disclaimers. But I'm not. What is adventure? Adventure is something that both attracts me and scares me. I love the idea of overseas travel, and yet I also seek the supposed safety of my home. Adventure can be embracing the unexpected, and I think I shy away from it because I lack trust in being able to navigate my way out of the unknown. What if I don't know what to do? What if I get sick or hurt while adventuring? What if I look foolish? The unknown feels more scary than staying where I pretty much know what'll happen. However, it's also where the juicy part of life begins, and it's the excitement that makes a life worth living. Maybe then adventure is what's required of us so that our souls will grow. It's been said that growth only comes from discomfort and unknowing. How comfortable is the caterpillar that turns into the beautiful butterfly? He has no choice but to fly.
Can we snap it up for Sharon, please?
Yeah.
And can we let the affirmations roll? Who would like to start us off?
I'll start. I really loved how authentic that was. I feel like when people are writing, sometimes they do worry a lot about like how good it sounds, or maybe how like edgy it sounds or how beat it sounds maybe. And having done a lot of these, it's really hard for some people to reach into the authenticity of what they're saying. And you got there just easy. It was really good. I really felt all of it. Yeah.
Oh man, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when you were referencing the caterpillar, I feel like there is some part of you that, like, just thinking about adventure is an adventure, like just the thought process of it. So, and that felt really, really great and powerful. So, yeah, I really liked it.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Two thoughts for mine. There's like, I'm trying to figure out the perfect, like, what feeling that comes from it. One is almost like, if like I have this vision of like your, like if we go within your spirit or your soul or whatever that might look like you having gone through the earth and the things that happens when we do that, going to like your higher self and being like, write me a prescription or remind me of why I'm here. And like your higher self being like, well, the reminder is da 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 da. Like you're the doctor for your own soul, and this is the prescription. That's what it felt like. So that was awesome.
Thank you.
Yes. Can we step it up for Sharon?
Yeah.
And Sharon, I hope it's a good reminder of like, see, you didn't need the disclaimer. You know, like, it was amazing. It was perfect. We all loved it. It was exactly what it was meant to be.
Oh man, thank you.
Mitch, whenever, well, not whenever you're ready. Actually, whenever you and I are ready. Hang on. Okay, Mitch, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Adventure means implementation. I realize it doesn't always mean different. Sometimes it just means deeper. Maybe that's where Dante comes in. Dante is also the character name for the mystery novel I've written and am revising as of now, because that's my adventure. Revision, which is basically what I'm doing thematically. Hold on, page turn. Thematically with my life. Taking the bones and reworking the basics, basic truths, basic routines, nutrition, thinking patterns, small moments of self-expression, triumphs in the ordinary. Adventure isn't always about big or new. Sometimes it's just taking what we already know and tweaking it till it looks like someone you want to see in the mirror every day, like someone you want to pat on the back and say, well done, or maybe even try again. Adventure is, above all, an inside job. Begin.
Can we snap it up, please, for Mitch? Who would like to start us off with the affirmation circle of awesomeness?
I will start. Mitch, I feel like there's something synchronistic. So when you came up with Dante before as the role model, had you been thinking of the mystery novel? And did you change the character's name based upon what you came up with before? I'm feeling like it's very synchronistic, or maybe you decided something in the moment.
No, I mean, the character's name had been Dante, but I was not, making the actual, I mean, I still don't know why I chose Dante as the role model. So I'm not sure.
It feels like there's something there.
Yeah.
Maybe something more that Dante has to tell you in your novel.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Alex?
I don't know. You probably didn't see me because you were reading, but you said not just different, deeper, and I made a face, and I was like, this hits right in the sternum, and I love this. And I had more of those moments as you continued to read. And every time, I think Tom was trying not to laugh at me. Every time you said something, I made a face. I was like, oh, yes. Oh, yes. Everything about that was just, it was really, really powerful. I think, especially when you finish your finishing line of adventure is an inside job. I put just a bunch of like exclamation points and cuss words on my page. I was like, enough. Everything about that's great. I just really like the way you wrote it and the way you said it too, the way it was, spoken out loud. Awesome. Just great. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was wonderful.
That's a good reminder for me because I'm very self-conscious about reading things. So actually, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Mitch, I feel like, you know, a lot of times our things that come through in our creative moments are like these, you know, packages that they make sense the more we unwrap them and dig in. And so I loved, you know, where you're like, what's this Dante thing? And then you're like, I don't know if you were realizing while you were writing them, but it feels like oh yeah, and the main character in my book's name is
Yeah. Yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, our subconscious is way powerful.
you know, and I feel like that right there was like, boom, like this message of like don't even question it. Like Dante, who cares what people think? And they're like, who cares about them? Like, you gotta, you know, it's just this seemed to be this powerful reminder that became unraveled the more all the, you know, Alex gave a lot of the awesome one-liners. That was just like your subconscious just being like, trust us, trust you, trust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, and it was a gift not only for you, I hope, writing it, but for all of us listening too. Like, oh, what a great reminder, of such a visceral, tangible reminder to trust ourselves. So that was a real gift that you gave people. So I appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's snap it up for Mitch. Okay. And then there was Tom Earl. Let me read mine for y'all. There is an adventure in decisions, a scission to be cut off. From the moment before this thought became more than just a passing iteration of brain waves and fuses, it was water. Cement mixed, turned and laid down. It is the seed planted, the rain watering. It is also the leaf falling, the dormant bud resting as snow pushes in around us. It is the springtime melting, the bud blooming, the seed blowing into the wind, yelling, yippee, literally throwing chance into the wind, eventually landing, planting. The process is repeated. And so here the adventure begins. Although no adventure ever really begins. I mean, where would you truly trace back an origin of an idea? What is the genesis of an epiphany? Like creativity, it isn't fleeting. It isn't something that you have to catch or wrestle to the ground or trick yourself into discovering. Rather, it is ever flowing. It is the part of ourselves that is truly all-knowing. And when we get out of our own way, rather when we get into our own way, that is to say, when we get out the voices and the doubts and the boxes and the biases and the limiting beliefs and fears that were put into our minds, and we accidentally started to believe as our own thoughts, that all of that, when we get that out of the way, what we find waiting is who we truly are. And wow, that is a magical place. That is the ultimate adventure. It is the grandest of all rides, being yourself fully. That is the adventure I am here for. It is an adventure that exists in this second, and in this one, and in this one. Each moment a cosmic adventure in its own right. It's not a stepping stone to the future, not a cage made from the past. It is its own beautiful moment with its own birthday cake and candles blown out, except for one, because this moment has a huge crush on you. Because you're amazing, you are loved, I am loved, we are loved, and the greatest adventure of all is when we embrace that, when we embrace ourselves and we fully know that we are loved.
Oh, wow.
Can we snap it up for Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then if
I can totally I just want to say like the part about where you went from the cement to green and nature, you know, it just like automatically in my head, I just saw, you know, how a flower pokes out of like the sidewalk somewhere. And, you know, I always think about like what it takes for a flower to grow out of cement, like basically like what is it, you know, where is it finding its nutrition? Where is it, how is it reaching for that? And so that was really powerful for me.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Mitch.
Yeah, Tom, that was brilliant. That was like I felt like I was watching your words. You know, you got me with decision, the decision, the like drawing a line in the sand. I love words. I'm a huge word nerd, and having the D and the decision, the cutting, the scissors, like that's really spoke to me. I love these etymologies and what part of the word means what. But yeah, I really saw your writing. Like when you were speaking it, I saw the cement, I saw the grass and the nature, and I just felt like I was watching a video, like a really well executed video, and it was brilliant.
Thank
Loved
you.
it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm going to add, because we've been doing 3 the whole time, which I don't think you noticed that you tricked us into it, but you did. Tom, I have known you so long, and one thing I love about your work is that one of the consistent threads that I see in it, or that I hear in it, or I find in it, is that there's always this basis of beauty and love. And it's just expressed in so many different ways. Like I don't know, when I first met you, I was a very cynical teenager, which you remember. I thought, oh my God, there's no way that this can be like real. Like there's no way that somebody can talk about beauty and love forever and ever and always. And you just, every time you find something that sounds new, that sounds fresh, that hits my heart in a different way, and it's always the best, and it's always authentic. And I love that about you. Mm-hmm. And I love the sort of fertility image, the idea of, really putting your all into something and growing it, all of the hard parts of the process. I think that was really, really effective, like my cohort has said. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Alex. And could we snap it up for that round? Thank you so much. So, team, I want to thank y'all for being a part of this abridged writing workshop. Usually they're like 2 hours long, but we're doing an abridged version for the podcast episode. So yeah. I want to thank y'all so much for being here and for being a part of this. Y'all are amazing. Why don't we do some high fives and a box? I don't know if you can see us, Mitch, but we're high five.
Yeah. High five. It's good.
So,
and thank you, Tom.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tom. Thanks for inviting us.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Here's how we're going to conclude is we are going to share an affirmation for the group and an affirmation for yourself. So you're going to share, it can be like about the process or just about anybody's courage or anything like that. And then one affirmation for yourself. So who'd like to start us off on that one?
I'll go.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. My affirmation for the group, because I think there is a lot of new writers here, is just how amazing your words are. And to just use more of them in 2020. Just continue using those words and maybe use them in a way that's different than what you're used to or what you expect, because you're doing great.
And then affirmation for yourself.
The affirmation for self is, I think the same as the first thing I said, just a reminder that, my people got me and I got myself too. Just really, really important. And experiences like this sort of drive it home for me. So thanks.
Can we snap it up for Alex? Show Alex some love. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next. The affirmation that I have for all of you, for the group, it was really lovely to be part of this group. Tom, I thank you for inviting me and for enabling me to be part of it. I feel like I was able to step into something holy. And I wish for all of you that you continue to look inward and to look with, your third eye inward, and while also looking outward. And I wish that you all enter 2020 with strength and with clarity and with courage, and that you keep moving forward through, even when you stumble, just to get back up and keep writing, keep thinking, keep loving, right on through.
And did you affirm yourself? Was that an affirmation for yourself?
I'll include myself in that.
But we want to hear you say it as an affirmation for yourself.
Okay.
So you can say it in the first person. You can say the same thing all over again, but in the first person.
Yeah, I affirm for myself that I will be open to learning new things, to experiencing new things, and to trust that I will be able to handle what comes my way.
Can we snap it up for Sharon, please? Mitch, would you like to share?
Yeah. So I think my affirmation for the group is going to be a little bit about what I wrote before, which is just adventure isn't always big or new. It's not always about that. So we should all try and find some triumphs in the ordinary. So I really wish that for everybody, and for myself too. I wish for triumphs in the ordinary.
And do you mind expanding? I want to make sure that we're getting our full affirmations for ourselves. Do you mind expanding upon your affirmation for yourself, or even if you just want to say it again, but as a affirmation for yourself?
Sure. I I hope that I can take the dailiness and find beauty and joy and expansiveness in all of that.
Wonderful.
Amen.
Can we snap it up for Mitch, please? My affirmation for the group, team, this is one of my favorite things to do in the entire world. Haven't had time to do it probably since before my August wedding, so since July. So, at heart, creativity, expression is one of my favorite things to do. It's what really started this whole journey that I'm on now. And so I want to thank you all for the opportunity. I consider it one of the biggest blessings to say to people, hey, come with me and the random strangers in the room. And we're going to do one of the most vulnerable things you can do, which is creativity. And then I'm going to immediately make you share it without proofreading or,
when you say it like that, yeah.
The affirmation for myself is, Tom, the epiphany that you had while writing, which the greatest adventure you can do is to be yourself. That as you step into this new wonderful role of fatherhood, to remember that your child chose to be born here with you and Adora for a reason. And the reason is, if you are just truly yourself and evolving and connecting to all of those things, then you will do your job. So just remember to come back to that home of who you are. And that's the best thing you can do for a new child.
Amen.
Amen.
That's right.
Team,
amazing.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And we always like to end with an adventure. So my adventure for those who are listening to this episode is, if you weren't already, when you find a quiet time, to pick any of the prompts that we gave during this, anything that came to mind, and just sit down and write for even 5 minutes. Just write whatever you write. And when you write it, if you want to share it with me at Tom Real Artist, any of the ways that you know how you get a hold of me, just do it for yourself right here at the beginning of the year. Write down, what does adventure mean for you? So that is my invitation. Mm-hmm. Team, snap it up one more time for your beautiful selves.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Here's how we end.
Thank you.
Put your arms out in front of you like this. If y'all can still see me, put your arms straight out in front of you. Cross your arms. Cross them. Give yourself a hug, because you're important. You're amazing. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us. I hope y'all have a great night. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. You too.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you so much for sticking around and joining me for this awesome adventure. I hope that it brought some reflections and insight on what your adventure looks like. I'm really looking forward to this year of adventure, exploring this theme and seeing where it takes me. any way I can be of service or be there for you, please let me know. And once again, I'd love to hear what's your year of? What is it your year of this year? And if you wrote the poem or any responses you have to the adventure, let me know. Okay, my friends, I'm so grateful to have you in my life. And as always, I'm wishing you peace and blessings. Thank you. One more thing. I'd love to continue the conversation. Feel free to join me at tomearl.com/join. Subscribe below, or let's connect on social media. Tom Earl Artist. Thanks again for watching.